Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Élana Camille, illustrator, artist, and planner sticker shop owner. Today, I'm gonna do a flip through of my personal rings planner for you. This is also my main planner for this year. If you're all about staying organized and adding a touch of creativity and style to your life and your planner, you're in the right place. Okay, let's dive in. Okay, first things first, let's talk about my planner cover and get that out of the way. Well, not out of the way, but let's talk about the planner cover first. This is an LV Agenda in the MM size. It's also their personal rings sized planner covers. And I bought this pre-loved so many years ago. I absolutely love it. And I think this is one of the reasons why I switched from my HP Mini over to my personal rings size planner because of this planner cover. This was one of the reasons. I love it so much. One of the reasons why I ended up buying this was because of the color, and I hope it shows through on camera, but it's this really nice deep forest green. Green is my favorite color, and especially in this shade of green, I love it. I love it so much. And it has this kind of minimalist aesthetic to it, which I really also love. And because I love color and I also love a minimalist aesthetic, I think this really meets in the middle with those two things. So I love it. I love this planner cover, and it definitely inspires me to want to use my planner every day. I have to say, it definitely is one of the reasons why I love using this planner and this planner size. We're gonna open it up. Now you'll see that I have pockets on the left-hand side here, as most planner covers do. However, I am not using them in the way that they were intended, and that's only because, as I said, this is a pre-loved cover and it's quite old. So when you stick, or when I used to stick journaling cards in there and sticker sheets, they would all come out with this sticky residue from the pockets, and I just really didn't want to have to deal with that. So a workaround that I came up with was to use this little mini folder that I got from a previous cloth and paper order. And I put all of my stickers that I use on a daily and weekly basis. So primarily my minimalist icon stickers from my shop, like the wash day, groceries. There's the fitness ones, which I need to replenish. Birthday, definitely need to replenish that. Another fitness. But these stickers that I use on a weekly basis, they all go in this little mini folder, and then I stick it into the main pocket here in the cover, and that works out perfectly fine for me. Next up, we have my inbox section. I always love opening up my planners and having an inbox section. This cover, or this dashboard, sorry, is from Cloth and Paper, and then the insert to accompany it is from Cloth and Paper as well. I think most of the Cloth and Paper planner inserts and dashboards that you'll see in my personal rings planner are older designs, so I don't know if they're still on the website or even available. But I had such a big planner stash of personal rings size planner inserts because this was my main planner for quite a few years that I just shopped my planner stash and decided to incorporate different things that I thought would be useful to meet me where I'm at today with my planner journey and life and so on. So with the inbox section here, what I'll do is, as I do with pretty much all of my inbox sections, is anytime I have an idea or a task that I know I want to complete at some point, but it doesn't necessarily have a deadline or a specific date attributed to it, it'll go right here. So for example, I need to update my illustration portfolio on my website, and I just was like, okay, I don't necessarily have a deadline for this, but I will put it in my inbox so that it's front of mind, and then eventually start generating ideas around that task. So that's how I use that. And then we have my word of the year for 2024 dashboard that I created. I did the floral illustrations in the background here, and my word of the year is harmony. And if you've watched my HP Mini discbound planner setup videos, then you'll know that this was a design that I had used in that planner size as well. And then I just adjusted it and formatted it for a personal rings size as well. And then I have a yearly overview. This is part of the Rosy Papeterie Legenda planner system. I did buy that as a digital download, so I have the whole entire planner for the year already printed and cut and everything like that. And I really love that about digital downloads, is that it's as you need them. So for example, if I need to replace a sheet, or if I want to, print something on vellum, I have that ability to do that, and I really, really love that. And then this agenda belongs to, so this is in French, en français, and one of my goals for this year, for 2024, is to work on my French language skills and really improve in that area. So one of the reasons that I also chose the Rosy Papeterie Legenda planner system is because it's all in French, en français, and that really helps me to keep that goal top of mind, because I really, really want to become fluent in French. And I know it's going to be a journey. Like, I can already speak quite a bit of French, but I'm still not confident enough to have a full-on conversation with someone in the same amount of depth that I would if I was speaking English. So I really want to level up my French so that my French and my English are on par almost. I don't know if my French will ever be on par with my English, but here's to hoping. Here's to hoping. I'm working on it. I'm trying my best. On the other side here, we have a quote: "Your direction is more important than your speed." At first, I will be honest, this quote did not resonate with me, and I was like, oh yeah, this is a quote. I love having quotes in my planners. However, as of the date of this video, when it's been published, I have signed up for my very first half marathon race later this year, which I'm very excited about. And it's going to be the longest race that I've ever run in my life. I'm so excited. The longest race that I've done so far is a 15K, but that was quite a few years ago. And I am just really looking forward to planning out my training and everything to do with my just leading up to race day. Everything around that I'm looking forward to. So this quote really does resonate with me now, and I'm really happy that it does. Next, we have a digital declutter dashboard. This is from Cloth and Paper. Again, this is an older design. I don't know if they still offer this on their website, but it's always worth a try to see if they still do. I love this because every time I come across it, it gives me an opportunity to kind of take a look at my digital landscape, if we want to call it that, and do some housekeeping there. Because yes, I am the person that has like 50 tabs open. That's me. Next, we have a yearly overview, and I will probably incorporate this into my half marathon training. I'm not sure how yet, but I definitely want to use it in that capacity. So I just have to give that a little bit more thought. And I think too, when you're choosing planner inserts for your planners, while it's good to, want to include all the things, it's also good at the same time to take some time and really consider how you want to use your planner inserts. And there's so much inspiration on Instagram, on Pinterest, on TikTok, pretty much everywhere, different blogs. You'll be able to see how other people use their planner inserts and get some inspiration for your own uses of those specific layouts or whatever the case might be. So then we have a perpetual calendar overview, which I also love, and this I will be using as well for my half marathon training, as well as other important dates that I want to highlight. There we go. And then we have the quarterly overviews. These ones I primarily use for birthdays and others, like other dates that I really want to highlight in a kind of celebratory way. So I have here like the birthday minimalist icon stickers from my shop, and those just to highlight different birthday months in my family. I also have lots of travel photography from my travels. This particular picture I took of Le Tour Eiffel in Paris. And see, I'm trying to use the French pronunciations to keep it going. I wanted a way to incorporate my travel photography in my planner and not just using Polaroids, although I do have some Polaroids throughout my planner right now, mostly of my son, actually all of my son. But when it comes to my travel photography, I thought it would be a nice way to create some dashboards and put them throughout my planner just as a little decorative element. And this was a template that I found on Canva, and I just used my, like I said, my travel photography and of Le Tour Eiffel or the Eiffel Tower, and used it for this dashboard. Next, I have the cloth and paper, I believe they're called low impact dividers. And I got these a few months ago, pretty much the day I decided to switch over from my HP Mini into my personal rings. I was like, okay, let me get some dividers, new dividers for this new setup. And I really like these. They're really thin. They, just like the name says, low impact, and I'm pretty sure that's the name. If it's not, I will put a little note somewhere. But I really do like these dividers. There's about, I think there are about there's 3 of them. So there's schedule, there's notes and lists, and then there's finances. And I like that because having my planner divided up like that really makes sense for how I use it. So I really like that. Really like that. Next, we have another dashboard, and this one I did kind of make a little mock Polaroid, and I inserted one of my photos from Paris as well. So I also included my illustrations of different things that I loved about my travels there. Little macarons and a croissant. I thought that was fun. I just kind of always like to experiment when it comes to dashboards. I don't typically, I don't think I really have in the past included anything like this, but I'm always experimenting to see ways in which I can incorporate my illustrations and my fashion illustrations and also make them functional as well. So it's like fashion meets function. That's what I'm trying to do with my dashboards. Next, we have January. I totally forgot that I had these monthly dividers. Again, as I said, my personal rings planner was my main planner for quite a few years. So I did have a very good and very big planner stash to kind of shop from. However, for whatever reason, my monthly dividers were not with that planner stash. And recently I opened a box and I was like, I didn't even know I had these. This is great. So I started incorporating them into my planner system. I'm not sure if I will keep them or if I will go back to using my little like circle tabs that are also from cloth and paper, the sticky tabs, and use them as top tabs instead of having these, because as you can see, she is a thick girl. She is and I love that. I love that. However, if I can minimize that a little bit, then I don't mind taking these dividers out and just having the side tabs with the low impact side tabs, and then using the top tabs here with the sticky notes that I have. I'm really trying hard to shop my stash and to come up with creative ways to use the things that I have, and also do a little bit of DIY in the process. So as I said before, fashion meets function. This is my January or Janvier planner dashboard. I printed on vellum. I love vellum dashboards. They're my favorite. I do always find it a bit tricky to print on vellum, but for the most part, I think this looks good. It did smudge a little bit though. I noticed that recently, and that's okay, that's fine. But this is one of my fashion illustrations, and this is just a little design that I came up with, and I wanted to try it out and I liked it. So there we go. I won't go into the weekly and monthly layouts because I've already covered that. If you watch my HP Mini setup videos, it's the same layouts that are there. So I won't go into them. I'll show them a little bit later, maybe in this one, but any month that has already passed, I won't go into because there's no need. At the back of this month though, for January, I did have a wish list tracker that I'm gonna move throughout my planner eventually. For now, because I remember it's in January, I'm always flipping back here. And this is an older design from Cloth and Paper. I really like this because anytime I think of something that I'm like, that would be really nice to have, or that would really complement whatever, it goes down here, and then, you know, you put your item, the location, so where you want to buy it from, the price, and then when you buy it or when you get it, then you just check it off. Next up, we have February. Sometimes I'm speaking and I'm about to say the French word, and then the English word comes out and it's like franglais. So that's what happens there. A little Polaroid of my son. I'll just cover his face. Yeah, so I included my fashion illustration for February, or février. I really like this whole look of this dashboard. Again, like I said, I always like to try different designs out, and when I saw this, it was inspired by another template that I had previewed on Canva somewhere, and I really liked the look of it, and I was like, yes. I was like, this is a perfect way to kind of marry, you know, it's almost like fashion magazine-ish with my fashion illustration. I don't know, I like it. I really like it. Okay, with March, I was really, really excited how the dashboards for March came together. I'm not gonna, well, I'll repeat it one more time. I love vellum dashboards. I took the floral illustration that I did, the same one that you've seen with my word of the year dashboard, and I enlarged it for this vellum dashboard here. I think that turned out really cool. And then for March, or mars en français, this was my illustration. I love this look so much, just the layering and how this came out. I was so pleased. It was like, it's always, I think it's always there's always gratification as an artist when what you envision in your mind actually comes to fruition in real life. And this was one of those moments. I think with all the dashboards, all of my illustrated dashboards so far, that's what's happened. And I'm just like, every month it's like, oh, this is getting better and better. And it feels really good to see my illustrations being used in this way. Eventually, I'm just gonna put it out on YouTube here. Eventually, I do want to offer dashboards with my illustrations in my shop. I love this. I really do love this. And it makes me so happy to open up my planner and see this. So April has a lot to live up to, because since the start of the year, it's just been like getting better and better and better. So I'm not sure what I will come up with for April yet. I'm still looking for that inspiration and I'll figure it out. But when I do, I will definitely share it here on my YouTube channel and on Instagram and Pinterest. Yeah. Just trying to see here. Let's see. Oh, for March, I actually started using a gratitude log that I got as a digital download from Noted Co. I love digital downloads just because I can print them out whenever I need them and, have them ready to go at any time. And I love the layout of this one. Super simple, to the point, and it works perfectly fine for what I need. I did have this from Infinite Lotus. It's a routines planner insert. I didn't really use it to its full potential, and that's something I really want to work on because routines are super important in my household. And I just think that I could be a little bit more in depth about my routines as I write them down in my planner, because I have my daily routines. We have our daily routines in my household. And I think it would be a good idea to write them down. So on the front page here, you have like a daily routine, your goals as it relates to your routines, monthly, weekly, quarterly, yearly. And then on the back side, it's each day broken up during the week. And, you can write in whatever your routines are there. So I think there's a lot of potential for this planner insert. And again, it's from Infinite Lotus. Love, love, love their digital downloads and their printable planner inserts. And I always have incorporated them in some way into pretty much all of my planners where applicable. So like my discband planners and my rings planners. So now we have, that's about it. Yeah, so now we're into April. I, again, have not come up with a dashboard yet for April, and hopefully I will come up with something soon. I'm thinking April showers bring May flowers. I think May will be another floral inspired something. And then for April, something to do with like rainy day outfit aesthetic, that sort of thing. I'm not sure yet. I have some ideas floating around in my mind. So I'm just gonna play around with a few illustration ideas and then figure something out. But I think I will definitely keep this same layout with the illustration here and then this kind of headline and title text like that. Okay. So I think that's, if you want to see a flip through of the, oh, they're kind of stuck together. So this is what the monthly looks like, and this is what the weekly looks like. I've already started writing in a countdown towards how many weeks until the half marathon at this point, and this is just a weekly reminder that everything I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis has to be aligned with that, because I literally don't want to show up on race day not having trained, not having worked on my nutrition to help me with my training. And I want to make sure that I'm in the best shape possible and that mentally and emotionally, as well as physically, I'm ready for race day. And that's kind of my mentality at this point. All right, we're gonna keep flipping through to the notes and lists section. This is a really cool planner insert little bundle that I got, that I bought from The Organized. And this is just for me to track my periods and track my cycles. This was something that I did before pregnancy. This was something I did after pregnancy, and this is something that I still continue today. And it's just for my overall health journey. I like to know when I have my periods so that if something does happen to me, then I can go back and say, okay, well, you know, something changed here or whatever the case may be. I really love the layout of this. I love the design. I think it's just exactly what I was looking for, because for the longest time I would just put little dots or little stickers whenever my period would come up on like a weekly basis or in my monthly overview. But I like having a dedicated space just for my cycle, and it's really cool because there's an explanation for each phase when it comes to your cycle. So if you have periods and menstruation and stuff like that, this might be a really cool thing to look at if you are looking to log your periods. And then these are just the gratitude logs. I just keep a few extras in here. I could probably take out a lot of the extras that I have in my planner, and that would probably size it down quite a bit. But I always just like to have them just in case, you know, I don't want to ever be, you know, out or maybe traveling and I'm like, oh, I'm on the last page of this and I don't have the next one ready. So I think that's just me, but realistically, I probably can just put however many I have here into their corresponding months, and then that way I can take out all the extras, because with my rings planner as it is, I have 6 months at a time, and that's perfectly fine for me. That works out perfectly fine. I have the other 6 months stored with all my other personal ring size planner inserts. And if I need to write something down in those, I have access to them. And then when they're ready to be moved in, I probably will just take out 1 month at a time, or maybe I will just take out, I'm not sure how I'll do that actually. Come to think of it, I may just leave in the monthly overview and then take out all the weekly and then archive them until the end of the year, and then figure out a system if I want to keep those or if I just want to discard of them. We'll see. Next up, we have my actual notes section. These are from Cloth and Paper. I have a couple of different layouts from Cloth and Paper for my notes section, and anytime I have a little idea or a note, literally a note that I want to write down, it'll go in this section here. So it's just a note section. Next up, we have my habit trackers, and even though there is a habit tracker system with this layout here, I like to have kind of an overview of just the habits that I'm tracking, because usually they are pretty much the same. Like for a good few weeks there, I actually wasn't drinking as much water as I should have been, and I really saw a difference in my energy levels and just my overall energy and just my overall being, I guess. And it was really interesting to see that, and thanks to my habit tracker, I was like, you weren't drinking enough water. I was not drinking enough water. I definitely was not. Let's move on to meal planner. And again, I have so many of these because I do use these on a weekly basis. These are from Infinite Lotus as well. I love them because I've recently started incorporating planning for the next week on a Thursday and a Friday. So I'll take a look at the next week. I'll start my meal planning then. I will start my just overall planning just to see what I need to kind of put into my week for the upcoming week. And that really helps me. I used to do a lot of planning on the Sunday for the week upcoming, and I felt like that was a little bit too late for me, and I just was not as productive as I could have been. So now I'm trying out planning on a Thursday and a Friday, and that seems to be working really well for me. And I'm gonna continue that for the time being. And like I said, meal planning is also super helpful, especially when you have a toddler who is in a very picky eating phase. You have to have a few ideas to run through to offer up for meals. So having the grocery section here, having just a weekly breakdown for whatever ideas I come up for meal planning is super helpful. And last but not least, I have a finance section. I did realize that I had cut this a little bit smaller than intended. I did not mean to. Actually, I printed it smaller. I didn't cut it down smaller. I printed it smaller, didn't realize until I had already cut it to size, and I will have to redo that once I figure out how I want to use this. But this is a finance bundle from Rosie Papeterie as well. And I think this will be a nice way to really focus on finance and having a finance dedicated section in my planner. As someone who has her own business, and you know, this is a nice way to kind of have all of that in one spot. And oh, I guess we have some, oh my goodness. Yeah, see, I don't really open up this back pocket, but yeah, this is like an old planner card from Cloth and Paper. And this is an old planner card or a postcard from the jewelry brand Majuri. Yeah, and you'll see here what I was talking about before, the little, all the bits that come off when you put them in the pocket. But I just like to keep those there. And there you have it, a complete flip through of my personal rings planner for this year. I hope you found some inspiration for your own planner and enjoyed getting a glimpse into how I stay organized and creative. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content on staying organized and creative and just enjoying your planner. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.